Hello everyone, here we are again. Tonight we're going to talk about those resultants that I've been promising for a few nights now. Plenty of notes here. I want to look at this. This is the beginning of the Bach Minuet in G. What do kids see when they look at this? Or students? They see a quarter note D and a half note G. Then they see a G and an A. Then they see a B. Oh, down the left hand there's an A there. Okay. Then they see a C, and then they see this. We have these longer notes, then we have a couple of short ones going up a scale. We got to line those up, and we got to play that, and then they get these two together. Okay? That's not what I see, to be honest with you. This is what I see. First of all, I don't care that this guy gets 4 eighth beats. I don't 1 and 2 and. I don't care. I don't care at all. What I care about is that on the first beat, I'm going to play 5 on that D and 5 on this G. I'm going to play both hands, both 5s, on that beat. On the next beat, nothing. It's an eighth rest, actually. I know you don't see it, but if you're counting 1 and 2 on here, I'll write it in 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Okay. On 1, I'm playing both hands. On and, I'm not doing anything. On 2, I'm playing the right hand. On and, I'm playing the right hand. On 3, I'm playing both. This is where most people get into some kind of hot water. Then here you've got the right hand, and the fingers are 1, 2, 3, 4, and down here it's the 4. And the 4 and the 3 are coming together. That's a big point. Then here the 4 alone, and then here the 3 and the 5, both hands on that first beat. So in a purely rhythmic sense, we're playing both, nothing, right, right, then both, then right, then both. I know it doesn't sound much like a Bach minuet, but technically, this is what we have to do. Now, the both involves a 4 and a 3 in that one part right there. Yeah, that could be a little tricky, but all we care about is on that beat, I have to play that. Sounds horrible. Then the next beat is that. If you hold the notes, it doesn't change when we hit them. It doesn't change the count, it doesn't change the meter, it doesn't change the resultants. They're the same. You want to use a little pedal? Fine. You want to hold the notes a little longer? Fine. But where do we play the notes? Because that's the ultimate strategy. Okay? So, what did I do tonight? Well, and to talk about some of these resultants, I did this. I made a whole page of resultants. Okay? What do the B's and R and L's mean? Both left and right. That's what that means. You'll see a few that have red marks on them. Those are the trickiest ones of all. But just for the sake of argument, I might make a page up of these where you do this and I've got notes associated. But right now for notes, let's just play a game of rhythm. Let's put the left hand on C and G. You can see that. You can make it out down here. And the right hand on E and C. And we're just going to play everything staccato. This is all staccato playing. When you see both hands, when you see the right hand, when you see the left hand. Okay? Now, the first, and it's important, the first note of every one of these measures, and they have little repeat bars there to repeat them, is the loud one. So on the first one, which is the easiest one of all, is both, 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 both. That one's really easy. Except, watch that accent. Now, the second one, both right, both, both. That'll give you a little challenge. Remember, both means, of course, right and left. I don't write right and left. I write both. So in that bar, everybody's playing on every beat except the left hand is not here. Kind of like Sudoku, or that, how do you pronounce that game? Sudoku? Sudoku? I forget, where you have to find out what numbers come in each square and all that stuff. And you do it by elimination. Well, here's the elimination of the left hand. The next one's both, right, both. Sorry. Remember to accent that first one. The next one's both, right. That one sounds familiar to me. Yeah, and here both left, both. Make that a little clearer. Both left, both. So we have. And always end on that first loud one when you stop. Don't stop on the fourth beat. Stop on the first one. Both left, both. See, there the right hand is playing, because he's not playing here, there's actually a little syncopation on that right hand there, which when I write these out with notes, you would see that more clearly. Both. Sorry. Then both left. That one's a little bit easier. Don't find that one too hard. Left, both. That's in a lot of stuff. You should have no trouble with that one. And if you do, practice it. You'll see that one. Then the last one that kind of stays a little easier. Right, both. Right, both. That has a little syncopated sound to it. This guy, he's a problem, okay? Right, both, left, both. Right, both, left, both. Right, both, left, both. Right, both, left, both. Right. You'll have trouble with that one, I guarantee it. First of all, it's very syncopated sounding because when you play the both hands, you always get a little extra volume, and you're getting the extra volume on the weak beats here. So you gotta be careful of that one. He's rough. I've been playing that one a lot, so I've kind of got used to it. But again, I'm going to put some. So I'm going to make notes for them and notate them, but also write the resultants. Next one, right, both, left. Right, both. Sorry, right, both, left. Right, both. He's a little tricky. Left, both, right, left. Okay. Left, both, right, left. Left, both, right, left. Left, both, right, left. Sorry, left, both, right, left. The hard part of that is playing that left hand alone loud. That one's tough. I put a red dot on him. Oh yeah. Left, both, right. I have a red dot on him. Let's see why that's so hard. Left. Yeah, he is tricky. He is. Got to get that first guy. Yeah, he's a little tricky. This guy, I didn't mark him as tricky, but let's see. Right, both, left, right. Right, both, left, right, right, both, left, right. I don't find that as tricky. Maybe I've done that in a piece before. You can't tell because you got to remember, it could be in a piece like this. Right, let's see, right, both, left, right. It could be in a piece like that. You don't know. Right, both, left, right. Sorry. Right, both, left. Right, both, left, right. It could be that. It's a tricky thing. What if I played chords? Right, both. Sorry. Right, both, left, right. Yeah, it could be like that. Right in the middle of a piece where you have to do that. So anyway. The next one, left, right, both, right. Left, right, both, right. That one shouldn't be too hard. Left, right, both, right. Now, see, the reason that's easy is because the right hand is playing, the left hand is playing. I'll tell you where you see that. I can actually think of a piece. right in the middle of the little drummer boy, where it goes. That one spot, left, right, both, right. That's this guy. A piece just jumped out at me. Now, right, left, both, left. That one is a little bit like that because the right hand is playing and the left hand is playing 1, 2, 3, 4. Very common rhythm. Didn't have a red mark. Both left, both right. Okay. Both left, both right, both. See, that one's very natural because both, when the both are playing, it's the loud beats. So that's natural. Same as this guy. This guy's unnatural. A little less. This one's a little unnatural, very natural. Boths are playing on the loud beats. So both up with the loud, then the left, then both again, and then the right. That both is on the third beat. So you've got both left. Here, it's kind of cool doing these rhythms. And these are not, believe me, these are not tough. Even the ones I said are hard. When you start doing stuff over 6 and 8 like this, tomorrow night we'll continue this a bit because I feel it's important, but I want to show you real pieces like I did with the Bach on the other side, where this kind of thinking can get you to learn stuff a little bit quicker when things look really bleak, when you've got some kind of a combination. Also, one hand can be doing this. If we look at the right hand, maybe I'll do it on the last few here so you can see it. Let's say there's a right part to the left hand. Let's take it. That would be the right part of the left hand, of the right hand, and that would be the left part of the right hand. Let me do one of these down here. What did we leave off on? We left. Oh, these were the natural ones, right? Both left, both right, both. Get the idea? One hand can do these, except I would have written it as top and bottom. Or both. Both, bottom, both, top. Both, bottom, both, top. Yeah, they become, here's another one. Both bottom, top, bottom, I'm sorry. Both top, both bottom. Now that's on the same notes. This could be happening on different notes. Left bottom, right bottom. That's a little bit more unnatural. I'll go back to both hands again. Left. That one will give you a little more to complain about, I guess I would say. All right? So, like I say, I don't want to go on tonight with this. I'll go back to this for a moment. And just now you can see what this was about. Okay? If I was doing my chords, it would be both, nothing, right, right, both, right, both. That would be with the chords I was playing. With this piece, you actually have notes. But that's the same thing. Both, right, right, both, right, both. Both, right, right, both, right, both. That could be in a piece. They're all resultants. You put the pedal down, they got length. The notes have length. Big deal. When do you play them? That's all a pianist cares about, is when do you play. Tomorrow night, we'll start taking a look at this. You know, we have to start putting a lot of the concepts we've talked about together in a piece. But there are just a number of concepts that I use, and I have my own language for, that are always, they're always at work. Rotation's always at work. Ghost, well, here you don't see a lot of ghosts. There's the first ghost was right there. And as we said last night, my finger was on it way before I had to get there. You could see that. So it's all part of it. It's like when you're doing something, you're not going to forget about resultants, and you're going to forget about the meter. and you're going to forget about the pedal. It's all there all the time. But my tools are simply to take away the difficulty level in one way or another. In this piece, as I said, kids have trouble remembering that the 4 and the 3 come together, and when they get there, and they forget to play the 4. If they're thinking both, right, both, and their hands can respond to that, they're not going to forget that. I mean, they're going to have far less trouble doing that, particularly if they're going very slowly with the card game, which we've discussed. Okay, so tomorrow night, more on this, but with real pieces. Okay? Well, I'm going to be posting something on PianoAt10 later tonight. All right? So watch for it. I'll see you tomorrow, and remember, when words fail, music speaks.